So on today's show, we got a little bit of a continuation of yesterday's video in which I said, hey, I may do a part two. Y'all let me know if you want to see a part two or not. And y'all went crazy on that like button on yesterday's video. And you ran the numbers up. So I would assume that y'all wanted a part two. So here we are. You asked and you shall receive. Here's a little bit of part two of No One Will Be Left Soon. All right. With that being said, let's dive in.
Trump has literally taken away all my rights. All of them. Women's rights, gone. Just vanished. I was told he had bring back slavery. Black folks were going to be chained up by Tuesday. Still haven't gotten my plantation assignment. Should I be worried? Oh, and apparently I was getting deported. Never mind that I came here legally and became an American citizen over 15 years ago. But sure, let me go back. Then there was the whole Trump's going to start World War III and MAGA is headed to Iran. Yet somehow I missed the draft notice. And martial law, still waiting. I even refreshed my notifications just in case. But yes, we live in a dictatorship. You are literally screaming F Trump online with zero consequences in this so-called dictatorship. At what point do you realize the scare tactics were just that, scare tactics? The campaign lies are stale, the outrage is tired, and the facts never backed any of it up. Liberal fatigue is real. Seek help.
Hey, listen, she was spot on with literally everything. She said, we were supposed to be going into martial law. Well, I keep refreshing my notifications because I must have missed it. Us MAGA, we were supposed to be going to Iran, but seems like I must have missed the draft. Hey, yo, that was so on point, man. So on point. Shout out to her because that is facts. And I think more people here in America need to see and hear that because you do have some folks who buy into this nonsense, hook, line, and sinker, time after time after time again, every single week. When Trump does anything, the Democrat establishment, the Democrat Party, the politicians, and mainstream media, they all spew out this lie. Trump's going to start World War III. Trump's going to crash the economy. Trump's going to take us into a dictatorship. Trump's going to start martial law. Trump's going to do Trump's this, Trump that, and none of it ever happens. None of it ever happens, but still, week after week after week, these same folks keep buying into this nonsense to the point where they're in fear for their life. Of what exactly? I don't know, but they're fearing for their life because the Democrat Party has fear-mongered these people into such a panic state. It's honestly sad. It's really sad, you know, to have messed with people's minds this much, and you continue to do it. The Democrat Party isn't stopping. Like, they're continuing to do it, and they know it's a lie. They know it's a bold-faced lie. I love what she said, you know, because that is what they said. You know, Trump's gonna be a dictator yet, but you're allowed to get on the internet and say whatever it is that you want with zero consequences. I've even seen people advocate for, you know, Trump to be pine boxed. People have said that online, just openly said it, or they try to say it in like a covert kind of way. You know, it'd be nice if somebody, you know, just did the deed as if we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But if we lived in a true dictatorship, do you think they would be allowed to spew out bullshit like that? No. They'd be arrested, in prison, and if not in prison or arrested, worse, they'd be 6 feet in the dirt. If we lived in a true dictatorship, but we don't. You know, it's just absolute nonsense. Check out this young lady here.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not vote for President Trump for the Epstein files. I didn't. I don't really care about that. I care about secure borders, mass deportation, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on disability or Social Security. I care about the country that my kids are going to be living in. I want them to be able to walk around here safely and not have to worry about being murdered by an illegal rapist. Like, I voted for things that matter, fundamentally. Now, I will admit how this whole situation played out was stupid. Pam Bondi really annoyed me because at the end of the day, girl, like if you didn't have anything, no new evidence, like why did you make it this big spectacle? Like getting those influencers with the binders and all of that. Like we got the phase 1 Epstein fought, like bro, that was so uncalled for. Now, I will say that the people that are on those files that were trafficking kids, hurting children, just being sick bastards, I want them in jail. Honestly, I want them somewhere else. And you're seeing people like, oh, Trump doesn't want to release the files because he's in them. Do you guys not understand that if there was some damning evidence of President Trump being a pedophile in those files, Obama was in office for 8 years, they could have released it then. Joe Biden was the president for 4 years. They could have released it then. You see what they did to stop him from becoming president. If he was in those files with damning evidence like that, you don't think the Democrats would have released them? Like, seriously. But ultimately, why did you vote for President Trump? Like, and are you really pressed about the Epstein files? Like, does that make you not support the president still? Like, does that change your mind? Because personally, for me, it just doesn't.
No, I agree. I didn't vote for Trump just because I wanted the Epstein files. No. The Epstein files don't affect my day-to-day life. Now, do I want those people put under the jail? Absolutely. I think we all do. I think we can all agree on that. Like, there's no debate about that. Do we want them all put, held accountable for their actions? Absolutely. But that's not what I voted for. That was, honestly, when I voted, that wasn't even a thought. Like, that's way down the list, right? I got a life to live. That doesn't affect my daily life. That doesn't put food on the table. That doesn't keep a roof over the head. You know what I mean? Like, that don't affect my daily life. Doesn't mean that I don't want it. But I also agree with her when she said that Pam Bondi, I think, definitely botched it. I think Pam Bondi should resign, personally, because that was just foolish. She should have shut up, been quiet. If you didn't have anything truly to talk about, yeah, why'd you do this whole spectacle? We gonna invite some influencers, we gonna give them these binders, do the whole thing, and then even in a press conference, why didn't you just sit back and shut up? If you ain't got nothing, be quiet. Let Trump talk. You know, and this is no disrespect, right? I'm not just saying it because I know where some people on the left, well, you're just saying that because it's a woman. No, I'm saying it because if you had nothing truly good to say about those files, then don't say anything. I don't give a shit who you are. Okay? Like, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Don't say anything. And as far as me losing support for Trump, absolutely not. I still support Trump 1,000%. 7 days out of the week, twice on Sunday. What you talking about? Like, what? I'm gonna not support Trump simply because I don't have the Epstein files? Well, first off, that's not what I voted for. And second, what he promised, he's been delivering. He's been delivering. And I know some people are going to say, well, he said he was going to release the Epstein files. Yeah, of course, sure, we can go there too. But ultimately, everything that truly matters in our day-to-day lives, he's delivering on. He's delivering on, right? So we could talk about the Epstein files. And yes, I still think they should be released. I still think that we should get some information, and you guys can let me know what you think about these Epstein files. And I've got an idea of what it could be. I don't think Trump is in it, because if he were, they would have released the files a long time ago. As she stated, I truly believe that, and I think most of you agree with that as well. I don't think that's a far-fetched thing to, throw out there. I don't think that's, a conspiracy theory. I don't think he's in them at all. I do think there's a possibility of him dangling that above some Democrats' heads. I do think he's like, I know you're in it, and now I know you're in it for a fact. So either you shut up and you sit down, or I'll release everything and your life is destroyed. I do think that's a possibility. I mean, look what they did to this man. They drugged this man through the mud and literally, in my humble opinion, they tried to kill him. They tried to take this man's life. They were within a millimeter away of taking this man's life. I think there's a strong possibility of him dangling that over their head. You shut up and you sit down and you let me make America great, or I'll release these files. Because now it's not speculation. I had an idea that you all were in it, but now I know. I think that's a possibility. Also, I think there's a possibility that the files were actually destroyed. The ones that actually mattered, at least. I said this after the election. I said this after the election, but before Inauguration Day, I said if I were a Democrat right now, I would be destroying files before Trump takes office. It just made too much sense. Why would I just leave these files here for you if I know that I'm in them and I know as soon as you get in office, you're going to release them? Why would I just leave them here? I have them. Destroy them. I'm not going to destroy them to the point where it's super obvious what I did, but I'm going to destroy them to the point where I'm not in them anymore. There's no list. There's no actual list, you know? But y'all, let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts. All right? Get in them comments, baby.
Well, I swear I'm sick of you liberals, you Democrats, and independents. Nigga, you're still a Democrat because you follow that other bullshit, man. Y'all just don't like Trump. Just say that. Don't say he's making bad decisions, because every Democratic president in my life said they were going to do that. Said they were going to bomb Iran. Said Iran couldn't have nukes. Said this, that, and the third. But our president actually put his boots on, made calls to make sure that it actually happened because he cares about America. Do y'all love other countries more than America? Because that's what it started to sound like. I'm starting to think that, hey, man, maybe y'all should just get the hell on. Every country on earth is wide open, and they'll let you in.
I don't know about every country will let us in right now. They protesting in Mexico over Americans being there. So I don't know about everyone, but I'm gonna get y'all out of here soon. Check out this last clip.
You niggas gotta stop being so racist, okay? Y'all are the ones with the HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. Y'all are the ones with the black entertainment television. Everything y'all do is exclusive to black people, okay? If white people did the same thing, you'd have a problem. You got Dr. Umar running around telling people they can't date white people. Interracial dating is weird and is not acceptable. If Beyonce wears straight blonde hair, cool. If Kim Kardashian wears cornrows, end of the world. Y'all are the racists, okay? Trump's not racist. Trump's, bruh, you see the park he's building to honor guys like Kobe Bryant? Why would he even do that? He's already the president. He doesn't have to pander to us anymore. Y'all find every reason and excuse to make it seem like white people are still stuck on racism. Rise above it. Nobody cares anymore. If you want something, work for it. If you don't know how, ask questions. If somebody's in a better position than you that started from the same level as you did and got further than you, ask how they got there. You don't have to play the victim anymore. Stop being racist.
Couldn't agree anymore. Black people can be some of the most racist people on earth. That's a fact. And I've heard it. Some of the things that I've heard black people say, if a white person said it, oh my goodness. Black folks, these black liberals would absolutely lose their ever-loving minds, would just go crazy. Absolutely crazy. And like you said, like the whole Beyonce thing, like it's okay for you to put on blonde hair, but if a white person gets some cornrows, oh my goodness, it's cultural appropriation. That's just some folks, not all, right? But you know, these people on the left, oh my goodness, cultural appropriation, how dare you? And it's with everything, because there was a PragerU video where a guy wore like a traditional Mexican kind of attire, and like all of these liberals were like, how dare you wear that? That's wrong. That's terrible. You're the worst person ever. That's cultural appropriation. And then he went to like this restaurant where like a bunch of like actual Mexicans were, and he was like, how do you like my outfit? Do you like it? Like, is this cool? Like, do you hate it? What are your thoughts? And like every Mexican there was like, bro, that's amazing. That looks great. I actually made a video on that like probably 3 years ago now at this point, So yeah, it's just always hilarious how they're always offended about everything, and yet they spew out some of the most racist stuff ever. But anyway, I'm gonna get y'all out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. Maybe I'll make a part 3. Y'all let me know in the comments. All right. Make sure you guys hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.